Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Masterfield, and it's Tuesday. We made it to another Tuesday, so we got to thank the Most High. I want to thank everybody for coming and watching tonight. Thanks everybody that's looking at us on YouTube, everybody that's watching on Twitch, everybody that's watching on X, and everybody that's watching on Facebook. Tonight's topic: racism in 2024, in your face. And there's several different reasons why I picked this topic, but it's like an accumulation of things, and just hit a breaking point with some of the stuff that happened in the last 7 days. So I wanted to talk about it. Y'all know me, I always talk about stuff that other people don't talk about. So we're gonna continue that trend. And the current events that I have to talk about today too. Whew. Joe Biden, the Democrats. What people who are voting Democrat, what are y'all gonna do? If Joe Biden backs out of the presidential race, I don't know if it's unprecedented, if it's never happened before or something like that, but who will be the candidate? Chucks and pearls? Chucks and pearls. Who will be the candidate for the Democrats? If Biden, ask yourself, does he seem fit to run the United States? It's not for me to say, but there's a lot of people that are saying that if Joe Biden runs for president and he wins, that they're moving out of the country. What the Democrats gonna do? Who knows? Then you got the Essence Fest. I know everybody had a good time in New Orleans. Saw a lot of videos. Got a lot of friends that went to the Essence Fest, and yeah, they posted it was a good time. Looked like it was a good time. But they had a party, Birdman friends, and what I'm gonna say is, in order to get the bag that he probably got, Birdman probably told those people that he was gonna have a Cash Money reunion and that he was gonna get Lil Wayne to come and whatever. And they probably said, "You really gonna pull that off?" And he's like, "Yeah, if y'all give me the bag, if y'all give me enough bag, I'm most definitely can get him to come." And then Lil Wayne said, "I'm not coming to perform with y'all." After it was all said and done, he didn't perform with Cash Money. Now, the aftermath of this, they're saying that Lil Wayne is receiving death threats because he didn't perform with Cash Money. But can you blame him? What's going on, YWG? But can you blame him? They tried to kill that man. If some people tried to kill me, I don't think I could help y'all make money no more. As hard as it was for Lil Wayne to get that 50 million that he was contracted to receive, I don't know if I could trust whatever was to happen. But then we got lastly, the last current event that we'll talk about tonight before I get into the topic is Hurricane Beryl. It tore Houston up. It touched land, and they said 95% of Houston was without power. Even the mayor didn't have I don't think the governor. Yeah. So Burl is creating havoc. And they're saying that it's going to come all the way up through the Midwest. Potential flooding, a whole lot of people about to be displaced. And this is just the first hurricane. And usually the strongest hurricane is not the first one that comes. Usually. But you might want to hope that this is the strongest hurricane that comes through during this hurricane season, because it was a category 5. I don't think they can get much stronger than a category 5. I could be wrong. But if that's the first hurricane of the hurricane season, we're in for a crazy ride the rest of this year. But yeah, racism in 2024 in your face. So in the last week, you had some guys that were in, I think it was Nashville, might have been Knoxville, but they were in Tennessee. And basically it was like a guerrilla tactic. They pulled up on this event that was going on, I think in three 12-foot U-Hauls. Then they opened the back of the U-Hauls, and I mean, like, at least, and there may have been more U-Hauls, but at least 300 men got out of these U-Hauls. They were cramped in the back of these U-Hauls. And basically there's some Confederate type of group. They're a hate group, and they've been showing up at a lot of places now. As well, you had that group. Then you had a group of melanated people that also came together on the same day at the same time across the. I'm not sure what city they were in. I didn't do a lot of research on that, but it's crazy times out here. There's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of bigotry. And, we're going to talk about some of those things tonight. We're going to talk about the difference between a racist and a bigot. But I'm also going to let you all answer that as well. But you had that event where the two groups, I'm not going to say what kind of groups they are, but basically they came and they spit their rhetoric. Then you have Ryan Garcia, the boxer, who has basically been suspended for a year from all sanctioning bodies in boxing for using steroids. And one thing, you talk about people in track and people in wrestling and things like that to use steroids, but in boxing, it's really, really because a person can get killed in the boxing ring. And as we witnessed, Ryan Garcia had the juice. He had juiced. So he had two different forms of testosterone in him, and he beat the brakes off Devin Haney. Well, now they're saying that he's having mental problems or substance abuse problems or something. But he went on a rant the other day where basically he said he hated all. He hated all N words, hard R, and he also said that he hated Muslims. Now, on the aspects of him doing that, there haven't really been a lot of boxers that have came out and have said anything against what he said or anything. And that's another reason that I wanted to talk about racism tonight. It was what transpired in that instance. And my thing is as a people, are we so desensitized to racist acts against us that we kind of overlook them? Or are we as a people big enough where we can overlook certain things. But some things I don't think you can overlook. How can Ryan Garcia go to any boxing event, any Las Vegas, or anywhere and think that he's not going to have problems? And I'm not necessarily saying problems from black boxers. He said Muslims. I think that there's more Muslims on this plane, this earth, than there are black people, because Muslims encompass all races. Maybe he's talking about the Muslims from the Middle East or whatever the case, but when you say all Muslims, that's a big group of people. And to come out and say that you hate these people and you're not regretting it, you're not apologizing, you're not this, you're not that, and then to just continuously for like 30 to 45 minutes just to keep on spewing, you hate these people, you hate N-words, you hate Muslims, I mean, a lot of people took umbrage to that. Maybe not in, people haven't been speaking up about it in boxing, but amongst my friends that I talk to, we've really been talking about it. And are we so desensitized as a people where we kind of overlook stuff? Or are we desensitized because we hear rap music say nigga 24/7, even on the radio? Are we desensitized from racist acts against us? Or is it that this generation that's come up behind us, they have never really been subjected to overt racism? Racism just in your face, like people were, like things are going back now. Is it? And because they've never been subjected to overt racism, I've seen videos where, white kids, white people, they're saying the N-word, hard nigger. Listen, we ain't just gonna say, they're saying nigger, not nigga. And that's another thing that I want to ask. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in the pronunciation? Is there a difference between nigger and nigga? I mean, I can tell you the definition of nigger, and it has nothing to do with color. Basically, a nigger is an ignorant individual who has proven themselves to not act as a citizen. That's what a nigger is. That's why people, one of the senators, and maybe he was being facetious and he was being funny about it, but a couple of years back, a senator said that, oh, he's acting rather niggardly. And people got mad at him because he said that. And he said, I'm not saying anything about a race. He said, I'm the definition. He said, that's an ignorant person. Now, he was talking about a black man. But he covered himself up by saying that, I'm the definition of nigger is a person that's ignorant. And basically, he said this man that was a senator or a congressman, he said basically he wasn't a citizen. Because this is what a nigger is, a person that's ignorant and has shown themselves to not be of citizenry. Now, nigga, that's a slang word. That's a term of, people say, oh, no, it's not. This is a term of endearment. There are some people that use it constantly, but they're not going to use it in a public forum. Now, they may use it around their people, their friends or whatever. And I'm talking about older people, and whatever the case. But you're never going to hear them say it in a public forum. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between me and my buddies? Hey, what's up, my niggas? Hey. And us being in public, is there a difference? Is there a difference between nigger and nigga? I wish I could find the one video of the white man in Kentucky who he told the boy, can I borrow a pencil, nigga? And the little boy got mad, but he said, you know, you all say this to me every day. So are we just being, I mean, I grew up on Archie Bunker and George Jefferson. So I've seen and heard things on TV that they most definitely you couldn't get away with now. Now, is it because we grew up in a time of overt racism where some of us it's kind of hard to look past anything racist that happens? And some of us just like, oh man, I ain't worried about that no more, man. Are we desensitized or are some people just sensitive? I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna say thank you for tuning in tonight. Hit the like button, share this video out, subscribe to the page. Now, we're 16 minutes in, and y'all know I'm about to cut the cord on Facebook, Twitch, and X. So y'all can come over here and join the conversation. So I'm gonna do that, and then I see comments popping up. So we're gonna look at some of these comments, and then we're gonna continue the conversation. But I'm gonna give you people that are looking on Facebook, Twitch, and X a chance to get over here and join the conversation with us because we're talking about real topics, everyday topics. And the question that I had in my poll, and I want all of you all to come and answer, is have you ever been subjected to racism? I put that poll up before I came on, and 100, I don't know how many people have voted, but it's 100% that people have been, that whoever has voted for this has been subjected to racism. No one has voted no yet. So everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch, and everybody on X, thanks for tuning in. But come over to YouTube and join us so you can join in the conversation. Now we're going to get to these comments. Facebook. I did it again. Twitch and X. Come on over to the channel while I clean up this drink that I just spilled. But we're gonna look at these comments while I clean this mess up. But I'm gonna scroll down. And the first comment that we have is Mia M. What's going on? And she said, I'm stuck at having to learn a heap of unreasonable grammar to make people feel seen and respected. But they're going to turn tail and call me the hard R? Nope. I think that's how a lot of people feel. I think that's how a lot of people feel. Yeah, Facebook made me abuse the beverages. I spilled the beverages. Juggernaut, what's going on? What's going on, Jug? How you doing tonight, brother? YWG, what's going on with you? I need that Atlanta report, Jug. I need to know what's going on in the city of Peaches. So I don't know if this is funny. I don't know if this is for real, if this is facetious, or if YWG's just it's his form of get back. But YWG word on the street is that Garcia had his cheeks violated by a black person. Wow. I hope I hope you joking. I hope you joking, brother. I hope you joking. So Mia M said, hey, these young people and lots of people old enough to know better are out here playing with the words of hate, trying to take back the power of these words. We didn't used to do that in mixed company, right? What you say behind closed doors, that's, it's whatever. But saying stuff in a public forum, it's kind of hard. Yeah, that word was not used in mixed company, and there was a time when, I mean, and some people are going back to that where people say, there are people that are not melanated to say, well, why can't I use that word? Rappers use it. They're saying it in rap songs. Why can't I say it? And it's like, you can say what you want to say, but depending on where you're at, there's consequences to everything. There will be consequences to your actions if you say that word and you're not melanated in the wrong place. And that's a fact. That's not no cap. That's 100% fact. That if you're not melanated and you use that word in the wrong setting, there could be consequences. I've seen several videos of people thinking that it's okay to say that word. People that aren't melanated thinking it's okay to say that word, and there won't be consequences to it. And it gets proven to them that you can't use that word. Yeah, YW, nigga, lazy, ignorant, shiftless. Anyone can be a nigga. Right. Lazy, shiftless, ignorant person shows himself to not be a citizen. No citizenry. Me and M said, now we got the daggone island boys out here using these words like it's, and one of them said that the reason they use it is because one of their parents is melanated. So it's kind of, and we know that black comes in all shades. We know that black comes in all shades. There were people who were black back in the days that passed as white. We know this. We know these things. So different shades of. So somebody could be using a word and they may be black, but they just may not be as melanated as somebody else. Can you take exception to it? Little girl, I saw a video the other day. A little girl, she was a black girl, heard her saying it at a pool, and she said, "Hey, girl, how you think you can say that?" And the girl, now she did look Caucasian. She said, "My daddy's black, so I can say it." And she kept saying it. And the black girl was like, "When you get out the pool, I'm gonna give you these hands." And I think the little girl left and went to got the police. Like I said, it's gonna be instances where everybody don't wanna. And Kendrick Lamar is coming, and back to racism. Kendrick Lamar is coming out. And he's basically calling Drake a colonizer and saying that he doesn't love women, and there's lots of other things that he's saying. But basically, the premise of their beef is that Drake is not from the culture; he's of the culture, where some other people could be the creators of the culture. Basically, you're Canadian. Now, just because he's Canadian, I don't think that discounts him from being hip hop. But yeah, Drake's doing a whole lot of shit. It's got some shifty behavior. But you don't want to. And then you have these people out here who say there is no racism. Where y'all been at? There is no racism. Where did racism go? When did racism stop? That's what I say to those people. So there is a difference between nigger and nigga. We come to a consensus of it because there is a difference. But I didn't want to voice my opinions, but so I think we've come to a consensus that there is a difference between nigger, hey nigger, and hey my nigga. It's a difference. We knew better than to use these words in mixed company. Now we got people assuming they get a pass. I did not vote on that bull. Yeah, man, what's up with this? I got a pass. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a multicultural family. I have white people in my family, I got black people in my family, I got LGBT people in my family, multicultural. So everything I'm saying in love. Nothing that I'm saying in hate. So I want that to be known in the discussion that we have. Nothing that I'm saying is from a hateful point of view. But do black people have ownership of calling people racist? Is there such thing as a black racist? I don't think so. Because my definition of racist is a person that can control a legislative narrative, a financial narrative, to have power over someone, to create a disadvantage for the people that they are putting their power towards. Whereas a bigot, I just don't like you. I can't really do nothing about it. I can't legislatively hurt you. I can't financially hurt you. I can't make you lose your job. I can't stop you from getting a job, but I just don't like you because of your color or because that's a bigot. A racist is coming from the dominant sector of society, where a bigot is coming from the minority side. That is the difference between a racist and a bigot. A racist is coming from the dominant factor, where a bigot is coming from the minority factor. But it's kind of backwards because people of color were really the majority, but they've just sectioned us off to create division. That is the difference between racism, because now you look in the dictionary, basically the way they've written these definitions and changed the definitions is that racist basically made where a racist and a bigot is the same. It's not the same. A racist has power, a bigot is coming from the minority, and I just don't like you. Because maybe how you treat me or something like that. But yeah, that's how the world is real sensitive right now. But yeah, that's the difference between a racist and a bigot. A racist is coming from the majority, the power that can harm you legislatively, financially, in the job market, things of that nature, where a bigot is just a person that is just spewing hate. It's the difference. And coming from the minority sector of society, so-called minority sector of society. Now, if y'all think it's different, I want somebody to tell me, because we on here teaching each other. Juggernaut said everything's being ruled or based on emotions and not logic. Yes, there's a lot of emotions going on right now. Lots of emotional attachment, detachment, just a lot of it. In every argument, when you look at people and they argue, all their arguments are emotionally based. They're not even fact based or logic based. They're just based off feelings. Feelings cannot be the basis of an argument. They can't. It can't. Feelings have no place in the debate. The debate is all facts. We're going to argue facts. We're not arguing emotions. Me and him said, I'm stuck at having to learn. Okay, yeah. I accidentally clicked on. We already discussed that one. Yeah, man. I spilled my drink. It's cleaned up, and I got another. Now, Mia, it was my elbow. It was my elbow. It's hot in Atlanta. Man, it's hot here. It was 90. It was 93 degrees and it was raining. So that tells you how the humidity was here in Cincinnati, Ohio today. It was 93 and it was raining. Juggernaut said, young black folks killing each other every day for no reason. And that's self-on-self bigotry. That's black-on-black bigotry. It's not crime, it's bigotry. Because it's black-on-black hate. I hate that you got something I don't have. I hate that you got this woman that I don't have. It's all based on hate. So it's black-on-black bigotry. It's not crime, it's bigotry. There's no such thing as black-on-black crime. Crime is crime. And it's statistically proven that, usually murders and robberies and stuff like that, that stuff usually happens. White people rob white people kill black people rob black people, and black people kill black people. They don't call it white on white crime, it's crime. But what is the root of that crime? And a lot of these things are based on black on black bigotry as opposed to being black on black crime, because it's some type of hate. There has to be some hate for you to kill someone. So there's no killing, there is no love in killing. It's hate based. So it's black on black bigotry. Me said, okay, so in what world are we getting our social cues from rappers? Can we please bring back home training and self-respect? We let too much fly by. I mean, yeah, we do. I mean, these little girls is out here dancing the Sexy Red. I mean, y'all can say what you want to say about her, but she got like 4 or 5 songs on the radio, right? I don't listen to the radio, but whenever I hear the radio playing or something playing, it's always one of them Sexy Red songs. She got about 4 songs, and I guarantee you they play all 4 of them songs. They're programmed. The radio has those 4 songs programmed where they're gonna play every hour, especially in an urban market. So then you got all these little girls out here rapping like Sexy Red. I mean, it's all based off of mimicry. You gotta learn I gotta learn to use them and excerpt. If they call me the whole person, a woman, I'm a female, like a lab rat, not a woman, but I gotta kiss some 23-year-old's ass and mess up good. Mia, you are a woman. You're not an exer. You're not a, what is it? The birthing person. Pac said, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Yeah, man. Nigga is like the exact opposite of nigger. 2 letters can change the whole meaning of a word. And I don't understand what the big deal about it is, because we have words that the spelling doesn't change, but the words have different meanings. So ER and A can't have the same meaning because they're two different words. One is the exact opposite of the other. Man, you know, people get mad. Oh man, you know, I ain't nobody's nigga. I ain't no. Oh man, this, and I understand that. I went through that phase. Now I have people that I call that. We call each other that. But ain't nobody that's not melanated gonna call me that. Now that's just me. It's just me. But I was gonna say something and I got on something else. But I grew up with a few white dudes that grew up in the hood. I grew up with a few white dudes that grew up in the hood. And they hung around us. They grew up with us. But never did they use that word. Never. They had gold teeth. You name it. They didn't never use that word. But now you got dudes up here with country boots and overalls, and because you hung with a couple black dudes, you think you can say the word. Man, no, that ain't, man, no. Not around me. But that's me. To each his own. But people you gotta read the room. When you in certain places, you gotta read the room. You know what not to say. But that comes with maturity. It comes with a maturity, but you know, some words is just not, you know. There are words that white people call each other. There are words that Indians call people from India call each other. There are words that Irish people call each other. There are words that Spanish people call each other, but they're not gonna let you call them that. They're not gonna let you call them that. People out here hate you and copy everything that you do. I just seen a video with a bunch of people. I guess they got some new sororities or fraternities. They on her stepping. This is wild. I'm just gonna say it's wild. I'm just gonna say it's wild. But these people hate us, but everything we do, they try to take it. They can't take it. Wow. Drake will always be wheelchair Jimmy with a bad haircut. You on roll tonight, man. Drake is not like us. Drake is not like us. Drake is not like us. Oh, and that video, hey man, the more and more that Kendrick Lamar is a very, very smart, astute gentleman. Some of the nuances of his video and the nuances of his song, once you figure it out and you catch it, it hit like a brick. Hit like a brick. But yeah, racism. Nobody has, you know, I'm going through the comments and nobody has said, are we sensitive or are we desensitized? Because 20 years ago, what Ryan Garcia did, it would be so much outrage in the black community. They would be calling for, if Ryan Garcia had a fight or his next fight, it would be people picketing, boycotting. I don't see that happening. Are we desensitized? Or are we just too sensitive? Like I said, I grew up on Archie Bunker and George Jefferson. They were saying honky and nigger on TV in the 70s. George Jefferson was calling white people honkies. And Archie Bunker was saying all these niggers, but the way that they said it, it was a yin and a yang. You can't have this white man on here talking crazy and don't have nobody black on there talking crazy. Are we desensitized? And this was in the height of racism that Archie Bunker and George Jefferson was talking like this on TV. And other than blaxploitation movies and the Jeffersons, I don't think that there's ever been a show where a black man has called a white man a hunky, other than blaxploitation movies and the Jeffersons. But it's countless movies with black people. It's countless movies where white people call them niggas niggas. Quentin Tarantino, he made a genre out of the saying nigga in his movies. For real. You can count on your hand how many black men have said honky on TV. George Jefferson, Richard Roundtree, but they didn't even. But back in the, they didn't even. They called him the man. Man, it was only the black directors who put that honky word in their movies. A lot of black movies say, "Oh, the man, and ran a number on y'all, the man," because they didn't even want to say it, but they were saying, "Yeah, man, it's just deep. It's very, very deep." I bet it's a lot of y'all that me saying honky, that's the first time y'all heard somebody say it. But yeah, man, Cleavon Little and Blazing Saddles, he said honky. Are we desensitized? Or, I mean, I'm not saying when I'm saying honky, I'm saying honky and nigga just for esoteric purposes. I don't use that word. But no, you're not gonna. You're not gonna. Is it racist? Mm-hmm. But what about the people that say that racism is not heard? Where did racism go? When did racism leave? This generation that's behind us, from 25 down, they've never been subjected to overt racism. They probably never heard. No one has probably never called them the N-word. I know I'm going back and forth. I'm sorry. No one has probably never called them the N-word. They probably didn't hear no stories from their grandmothers and their great grandmothers. So is racism being washed away with time? Is that why a lot of these young kids they don't even recognize racism? Is that what it is? Is it a non-recognition of what is racist when someone is being racist to you? Because a lot of these 20, 30 back, they've never been called the N-word. Different times. Are we in a time where we're moving away? Because, there's lots of mixed kids. There's lots of mixed race children. There's lots of mixed race families. Are we at a point where a lot of people are moving away from racism, but we still have a few dinosaurs that have racist attitudes? Are we to that point? I don't. Racism and bigotry is taught. So there's always going to be people that are going to teach it. But from a larger standpoint, are we in a generation that's moving away from racism and they don't even want to talk about the stuff that we've been through? Is that the point we're at? I'm froze. YWG said racism is still here. Look at all the black people that have been denied their own money from banks. And I haven't even got, and I was going to speak on this. I haven't even got to that. That was one of the first things I was going to talk about is you have black people that are still, their houses are still being appraised crazy. Black people with good credit, with great credit are still being denied loans. So when people say that there's no racism, I mean, is it just there's no overt racism? No overt, no in your face racism. Is it that? What is it? Because that is racism. That is power. I have the power to stop you as a group from getting the American dream. That is racism. That is racism. My man Terrence said, I'm prejudiced to everyone who isn't black. Your definition is the same as great. Great explanation. Hey man, for real. And that's what it is, man. Bigots become racist as soon as they get a little bit of power. They use their ignorance to create division and keep a foot on our necks. That's where the worm turns into a destructive moth. But I don't think you can. I understand what you're saying, Mia. I understand what you're saying. But I don't think you grow from being a bigot to a racist. I think that, yeah, with power, but I mean, yeah, you see that in the workplace. You may work with somebody and you may know they don't like you, and the only reason they don't like you is because you black. And then they get to become a supervisor, and the next thing you know, you gone. That is racism. The power to stop your progress. A bigot I can like you, I can dislike you, I can hate you. But I can't stop you from doing nothing. And that's the difference. That's why I said a racist is from the majority and a bigot is from the minority, because a racist can stop your progress financially, educationally, spiritually. They can stop you, whereas a bigot, they can just hate you. They can just not like you. That's the extent. That's the extent of a bigot's power. Is I don't like you. Ain't no power in that. A racist can stop you. And that's why I say a racist comes from the majority and a bigot comes from the minority. That's the easiest way to explain the difference between a racist and a bigot. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm a learner. I'm a lifelong learner, and I've been wrong. Not always right. But yeah, the amount of emotional foolishness that is stomping all over fact and logic is amazing. I'm pissed when I pay extra for guacamole and they short me, but it's not gonna make me slap the cashier. I mean, what I'm saying is, and I put the question I had was, have you ever been affected by racism? And this is what I mean. There's a car wash that I go to, and I'm not gonna say what car wash I go to because they still do a great job on my car. But there are certain people that work there, and I'll watch them. There'll be a white person in the car in front of me, and they'll scrub because they do a pre-wash before you go into. They do a pre-wash before you go into the car wash. So they put bubbles and they scrub the outside of your car before your car goes into the actual car wash. Yeah, they'll come to me. They'll put some soap on my window and grow and send me on in. They don't rub my car down like the other. Now, is that racism or is that just bigotry? And I don't complain about it because it doesn't happen all the time. But what I'm saying is there are people out there that make their day. That make their day to not give you the service you think you should receive. That makes their day. And I'm like, shit, if that makes your day, have it. Man, you got that. You got that. Yeah, there's subtle. What I'm saying is I can tell you instances every day. I can tell you stuff that happens to me on a daily basis that is coming from a hateful attitude. But sometimes you gotta look back. You gotta be like, man, if it's your joy of the day, you can have it. Now there are instances where it's warranted to speak up. Like this Ryan Garcia. Most definitely that needs to be dealt with. But different situations cause for different energy. Something happens to me every day. Something happens to me every single day within the 24 hours of me living that I can construe as but you pick and choose your battles. Some stuff is you can be sensitive about, but some stuff you just gotta. Now I can get my chops and cuss them out, scream on them, or make them feel bad. It ain't worth my blood pressure rising for that type of stuff. We almost at an hour. Hit the like button. Share this out. Subscribe to the page. Hit the like button. But yeah, we're talking about racism. And not just black on white racism, but black on black racism. But it's not black on black racism, it's black on black bigotry. Unless one black party has attained the monetary power to stop the progress of that. But we don't like each other. We don't. It might be instances we don't like each other, but yeah, but there's some hateful people out there. Some hateful people out there. That it is. Yeah, you on a roll tonight. But yeah, we are desensitized, but we're diluted and so busy breaking into factions that we don't have the patience to deal with. BLM fell apart because the leadership didn't stay on course. Now we got a mess. Now BLM fell apart because the leaders was taking all the money and buying mansions and putting money away, so when they left, they would be good. That's what they did. And there's public outrage for a little bit of time, but yeah, that public outrage goes away. And now they're just rich, infamous people who used the plight of black people to get rich. And that is self-on-self bigotry. You got rich off of black people's misery as a black person. How can you look at yourself in the mirror? You stole donations. You know, whatever. It's a nonprofit. You can make your salary whatever, but come on now. Come on now. But hey, people kept giving them money. I ain't never given no money. Sorry. I did not give BLM any money because I already knew. I can see a charlatan coming 1,000. Man, like P.T. Barnum say, a sucker's born every day. My mama didn't raise me. My mama didn't birth no suckers. See it coming a mile away. They're catering to people's emotions. Once you see that it's everything that BLM was come, all of their propaganda and all this, it was all based off of emotions. It's emotions. But we're not talking about BLM tonight. Well, I guess we are a little bit. BLM turned into a money grab. They should have went into the black community and defunded us, killing us, right? Defended us. Yeah, they was stealing. Yeah. See, me and you, Cleavon Little said that with his whole chest. These young people haven't been exposed to racism, but they're convinced it can't be that. And that's what I was gonna say. It's like Munchausen syndrome or something, you know? Call it mental health issues, mean person. These kids that say that there is no racism, that's like a slap in the face. That's like a slap in the face to the ancestors. There is no racism. Come on, man. Where did racism go? You can't say that. If you ain't never been called a nigga and not been able to do nothing about it, but you could get your ass killed, get your ass jumped. If you ain't never been called a nigga by a group of white people and felt like there was nothing you can do, then you can't say it ain't no racism. You can't. If you didn't have to get on a bus and white people hated you getting busted in schools, and it was white people at them schools looking at you, you don't know what racism is. I've seen this stuff in my lifetime. I saw my great grandmother get up at 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to go clean white people's houses. I've seen this. So you can't tell me that there's no racism. No. You haven't heard the stories that you haven't heard slavery stories that I heard from my great grandmother, my great grandfather. You haven't heard those stories. So you can't tell me that there's no racism. So when these little kids say that this racism is old news, ain't nobody, y'all crazy. It's kind of disrespectful to say that ain't no such thing as racism. But it's my thoughts. Yeah, man. I saw this past Juneteenth, Louisville, Kentucky. They had Juneteenth advertisements that didn't even have black people in them. You heard me right? They had Juneteenth advertisements that didn't even have black people in them. Hey. Didn't nobody say nothing about it, so I guess it don't mean nothing. YWG said, when I leave this country, I feel the weight of racism. Hey, man, people don't understand. People don't understand the power of that passport. You can get that passport and leave out of the confines of these 48, and the only people that don't know our value is us. The only people that don't know their intrinsic value is us. But I know mine. I know my intrinsic value in this plain. I know my value. I knew it, but I didn't realize how much power as a melanated person, a melanated American, you have is when you leave the country with your passport. I implore anyone that has not been outside of the country to please, as a black person, please leave the country and go out and see how people view you on the grand scale of things. Please, you need to. It will put you on a whole nother thought of understanding when you come back here of how you are viewed outside of America. It'll change your whole perspective on life. Me and Marbury said, me and M said, it bugs me how much people want to play the race card at the wrong time. Is that person being racist or are you being a butthole? That is about race. This is why we choose our battle. Exactly. You have to choose your battles. And this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. That, a lot, things they don't really talk about. There are all types of legal calamities that you can get yourself in, including murder, that you can have pro bono legal help. Meaning, and when I say pro bono, that means that you can have a defense attorney that will represent you free of charge and help you win a murder. Now, one of the only forms of law that you cannot get pro bono help for is discrimination law. Why is that? Why can I get pro bono help, pro bono lawyer to help me if I'm a murderer, but I can't get pro bono help to prove that somebody did some racist stuff against me? Make me understand that. Please, somebody make me understand it out there. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up yourself. You cannot get a pro bono discrimination lawyer. And the reason that a lot of discrimination cases don't go anywhere is because the retainer is at the lowest $15,000 cash for them to even take your case if it's a discrimination case. The retainer is at least $15,000. And you cannot get pro bono help for a discrimination case. Why is that? Why is discrimination one of the only forms of law that you cannot get pro bono help on? Somebody please make me understand that, y'all. Tell me. Pontoon Jody, I jumped in your show this afternoon. I didn't say anything, but because it wasn't your show, it was on your channel. But I jumped in. I always come show you my support, Pontoon Jody. If y'all haven't been to check out Pontoon Jody's page, go check her out. She's a real cool lady. She's a catfish fisherman lady. She's a catfish fisherman lady. She catches 60-pound catfish, 50-pound catfish. But every Friday night at 9 o'clock, she has a fishing show. She has a fishing contest. It's about 10 different fishermen. And usually she wins on Friday night. So if y'all want to, I know you ladies empowerment. If y'all want to see a lady fish, a lady fisherman fish and beat the men, go check out Pontoon Jody on Friday nights. My Nightbot is the truth. He gonna come. My Nightbot, that's my brain working when I can't type. Now he gonna come in. He gonna welcome y'all. He gonna shout you out. Yeah, man, shout out to Nightbot. My Nightbot is the truth. YWG said, look at the crack epidemic and look at opioids epidemic, but there is no racism. Crack was people that was messing with crack, they didn't get no treatment. They got jail. People that have opioid addictions, they get treatment. They don't get jail. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, hey, I want to thank everybody for coming and tuning in tonight. Shadow banned me. They took 50. I was almost ready to be monetized, and YouTube took 1,500 of my watch hours. And where I had 2,100 watch hours, now I got 533. So I appreciate y'all because it's an uphill battle, and I'm gonna get to monetization. But yeah, we're gonna do it one day at a time. But yeah, racism is real. Racism is real. You even got white on white bigotry. You got white on white bigotry. So it ain't racism and bigotry. That's not just a black and white thing. It's not just a black on black thing. There are white people that don't like white people. And so don't get it twisted. Don't think that racism is just a black and white thing. Oh, there's white people out here that don't like white people. Just like it's black people that don't like black people. So don't get it twisted. But the thing is love's gonna win. We cannot get an anti-black hate crime because the jails will get full real fast. Wow. We cannot get an anti-black hate crime because the jails will fill. That's a whole lot of white people. That ain't never happened. That ain't never. Oh, okay. There's no racism. Say there's no racism. A white man that has a felony can get a job quicker than a black man with a college degree. A white man with a felony can get a job quicker than a black man with a degree. I know y'all looking at me, probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but man, I'm not. Come on, Jody. Jody, you family. Jody, you part of the Mass Appeal family. Come on now, you don't play. You get nothing but kind words, Jody. Yeah, man. They took Juggernaut TV said they took your watch hours. That's race. Wild as hell, man. I ain't hey YouTube. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But now's the time for me to put the link out. And if you've been affected by racism, and this ain't black or white, if you white and you went somewhere and some black people did something to you, I want you to come up here and I want you to talk about it. But man, I'm gonna put the link up because I want people to come up here and talk about the experiences that you have had in terms of racist behavior and how it made you feel. Because I'll be honest with you, I love people. And there have been things that have happened to me that white people have done to me, but I don't hold that against all white people. I got some white friends that I'm particularly very, very close to. But these are people that I know. I didn't sweat it with them. I didn't cry. We high school. We high school classmates. I love their family. I love their parents. They love my parents. It's different. But everybody here don't love you. Like your friends love you. And I try to tell people that all the time. You may love me, but the people you bring around me might not love me like you love me. And that's where the issue comes out. That's where, when people come on your house, stuff come up missing. But people got to understand, everybody's not bad. Everybody's not bad. Skin folk ain't always kinfolk. But I'm put this link out. Because I want Pierre. Have you dealt with racism? And how did it affect you? While I'm waiting on somebody to come up here, I'm gonna let y'all know now. Not right now. Starting in August, I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to London. I'm going to London for the Glastonbury Carnival. So I'm going to the largest Caribbean carnival in the world in London. I'm gonna be in London for about 5 days, and I just found out that I'll be over there, and the Olympics will be going on. So I'm gonna stay a couple extra days, and I'm going to France. So yeah, your boy gonna be going live from London and from France, from the Olympics. Because I gotta get these watch hours. So yeah, I'm going to places where So yeah, your boy gonna be over in London. I think I'm staying near London Bridge. If I'm either staying in London, I haven't chose yet. I got 4 places I'm choosing between, but I'm either staying by London Bridge or I'm staying in the city. I think I want to stay in the city. But yeah, y'all already know I'm going over there suited and booted. I'm going to the land of novelty. I'm taking some casual clothes, but yeah, your boy taking suits, boots, because the weather's supposed to be like between 70 and 50. So yeah, I'm going suited and booted. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that. Man, come on now. Somebody come up here. I got 100% of people that say that they were affected by some form of racism. Now, you don't have to turn your camera on, but I want people to come up here and to talk about the racism that you have dealt with. Me, I'm gonna tell you like this. I was somewhere the other day and the service was terrible. The food was terrible. The service was terrible. I'm not putting no names out there. If you want to know the names, email me and I'll tell you where not to go eat at in Cincinnati. But I was at a place and the service was terrible and the guy knew the service was terrible. And he asked me and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just not going. I said I wasn't really hungry. I'm just going to eat. And I was hungry. But if you don't send my food out to me right, you think I'm going to tell you didn't do it right and give you a chance to really concoct something and send it out to me? Nah, I'm just going to bite the bullet. I just don't never come back there again. Some battles, man, you people that get mad, send this back. I want my food. Yeah, you send them and they been in hot tool on your food and threw it on the motherfucking sizzler, but you got hot tool on your steak, even though you don't see it, but they done sizzled it into the meat. Yeah, man, you mess my food up, I'm leaving. All you people that get mad and you tell them I want to redo my food, you think they gonna send it back to you, right? Yeah, they gonna hot tour your stuff. Y'all know what I mean by hot tour. If you've been looking at Instagram or anything. But yeah, you messed my food up. You did that purposely. I bite the bullet. Because I'd rather you not give me something bad than the hot tour of my food. So I just bite the bullet. I go somewhere else to eat. But I don't never come back there. And that's what I mean by picket battles. A lot of y'all send the food back and just, man, if you know anything about working in a restaurant, man, they'll send that thing around and let everybody do something to that and then throw it on the grill. Man, y'all better be smart. If they mess your food up, tell them give your money back. But don't never let them, hell, you tell them your steak wasn't right and you send it back, they gonna send that bad boy around to everybody that work in the back, and they gonna all hop two of your steak, and then they gonna throw it on the grill. Some of the battles y'all be fighting, man, I be in public, I be looking at y'all like, no, just man. But you can't tell people nothing when they get mad. I want my food right. Yeah. I know people that work in kitchens. Throw your steak on the floor, pow, scrub it around on the floor, flip it over, pow, yeah, then throw it on the grill. Y'all better stop sending that money back to the kitchen. It's funny, but it ain't funny. Yeah, man, you gotta pick and choose your battles. Y'all think I'm talking crazy. I'm for real. Oh, Laura Wise come in. She talking about, ew. Exactly. Yeah, I do not send food back, as you should. If it's not right, then man, keep it moving. Don't never send no food back, y'all. I'm telling you, I got friends that work in kitchens. Do not, if it ain't right, go somewhere else. Ask for your money back. But don't never let them fix your food. Send it back to get it redone right. Oh, yeah, okay. Do that if you want to. Yeah, the specials. Now, you thing about it is you gotta prove it. But if it's been thrown on that, you think they didn't, yeah, man. They DNA still on there, but yeah, man. You can't. Queen Kima's in the house. We got Queen Kima in the house tonight. What's going on, Kima? How you doing tonight? You doing all right? Queen Kima said, I don't think I've ever experienced real racism. More ignorant people of all races, including my own people, more than I've experienced white people being blatantly racist. Okay. I can respect that. But see, you a NY, you a NYC, you a pretty girl. Ain't nobody talk crazy to you. Quit playing King, man. Fuck out of here, King. Yeah, pretty, fucking 5'9", beautiful light skin. Like, ain't nobody. Yeah, ain't no. They throwing roses in front of you. Quit playing King. Quit playing King. Quit playing King. King was blessed, speaking to the room. But yeah, if you have been I got stories. I just don't want to talk about all my racist stories. Okay, so I got one. No, I'm not gonna tell this story. Even though my dad is gone, I'm not gonna tell this story. I'm not gonna tell this story. One day maybe. But yeah, it got to do with snowballs. My daddy having his window down, smoking a cigarette, and a snowball smacking him in his face. And yeah, they caught the little boys and they booted him in the ass and said, if you go get your daddy, I'll boot him in the ass too. You deal with racism head on. Deal with it head on. I think that's the maddest I ever seen my daddy and his buddy. I was about 5 years old. We was coming from the bowling alley. It was about 9:30. My daddy had his window cracked. He was smoking a cigarette. So the smoke would go out the window. And his little buddy Carvez, He had his window cracked. They was smoking cigarette. We was taking him home. Next thing I know, bam, pow. Snowball smacks my daddy in the face. Pow. Snowball goes through. Pow. Smacks Carvez in his face. Boom. They both got wet snow on their face. They stop the car. They get out the car. They see the two boys. They walk them down. They walk them down. They bring them back to the car. They said, my dad said, you hit me in the face with a snowball. We can go get your daddy, and I can tell them what you did. Or me and my buddy gonna kick both of y'all in your ass, and we gonna send y'all on the way. You go get your daddy. I don't know what he gonna do to you, but it's gonna be worse than me and my buddy kicking you in your ass. So the two little boys said, I don't want my daddy to know. Kick us in the ass. And I watched my daddy and his own boy kick them two boys in their ass and send them on their way. Sometimes you deal with racism. Sometimes you just keep it moving. Now, I don't know if it was the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but they did it. Could have been worse. Your upbringing dictates how you treat situations. Laura Wise, now you've heard that story, but this martini has nothing to do with it because I spilled one. So nah, my dad's gone. He's living in the grave. I can tell that story. I was 5 when it happened. You know, I mean, I don't even know where them dudes is at, but yeah. So you deal with racism, how you deal with it. Shit happens. But sometimes you gotta pick and choose your battles. Now them dudes didn't want to battle with their daddies, so they took a motherfucking swift kick in the ass. You can do what you want to do, but there's consequences to all actions. And that's the only reason I told that story. Because the only person who knows that story is my dad, his friend Carvez, and me. And now y'all know. But my dad's gone. He been in the grave. So I can tell that story. But yeah, my daddy had on some pointy-toed flats too. I don't know how my dad caught them dudes and they had on flats and jeans, but they caught them dudes. Yeah, put a pointy toe in their ass. For throwing a snowball with some black dudes at 9 o'clock at night. At dark. Stuff happens. Story time from Maz. Now, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just a story. See, hey man, y'all always think something's wrong with me, man. Oh man, I'm telling you the story. Now, Laura Wise is talking about the glass got me. The glass has nothing to do with that story. That's a true story. That's a true to life story. Now, I said that story to get somebody to motivate someone to come up here anonymously and tell something about a form of racism they might have dealt with. I mean, I got the cliches. I've been called niggers, and oh, you nigger. I'm from Kentucky. That's most definitely didn't happen to me. So So I had to tell y'all a story on the converse of racism. Motherfucker do some racist shit. There's just yeah. It's consequences. And it's not the Snoop Dogg. So kill it. But yeah, I had to tell that story, man. I gotta keep y'all entertained. I gotta get these watch hours, man. Man, Facebook, man, y'all hurt my feelings taking my 15. Man, it hurt my feelings, man. Yeah, that's a Black Power story. That's what that is. It's a Black Power story. Because it happened in the 70s. It might have been like 1978. And we had just moved in this, it wasn't but like 4 or 5 black families that lived in that subdivision. So yeah, man, they saw that window rolled up. They knew it wasn't no, they saw an afro and they threw a snowball. And it was consequences. Consequences. Miriam said, yeah, colorism is a beast that wears on us. I got a coworker that called me an Oreo and tried to tell me it was a compliment. When it's YTs, I fight with words. Chest, not you. Yeah, man. Dang. The black dude called you Oreo? He really don't know you. He don't know that that's just a voice. Mia, yeah, he didn't know you. He didn't know that that's just a proper voice. You have proper upbringing. You have proper grammar. He didn't know that. To call you that, he just don't know. You one of the toughest black ladies I've met in my life. And she a belly dancer, y'all. But that's another story. She a belly dancer. We gonna leave that right. I ain't gonna tell. I'm not gonna say nothing else, Mark. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Mia M. Queen Kim said, one day I'll be able to talk about racism with our community. Well, I gotta be one day. It can be today. Don't know. I mean, yeah, you got that pretty picture on there. Yeah. I always let you be anonymous. Mia, you anonymous. Quit playing. Man, quit playing. Quit playing. It's Mia X. Cash Money. We've been cool for years. YouTube is for fun. Don't believe that. She's not Mia X. It's B More. They think I went to school with Tootie and them. They forgot I'm from PG County and went to the hood school. Wow. Wow. Yeah, they forgot. They don't understand that's just a voice. That's a radio voice. That's a radio voice, and they don't understand that. Yeah. They don't know. But as usual, I put the call out for people to come up here and, I don't want to be the one that's always talking. I like to have y'all's input too, but y'all just like to talk in the chat. I want y'all to come up here and talk about y'all's life experiences. My life experiences, I'm going to talk about them, but I want y'all to join in too. It's more fun. It's more fun when we can hear each other's stories and laugh, but I got to tell y'all my story. I got plenty of stories, but can't tell all of them. Then I don't have no content for the future. But I got all types of stories of people that I've met. I got a particular Method Man and Redman story that I could tell y'all when I met them back when I was a freshman in college. Freshman in college. I was home. But that's a story for another day. We're not going to talk about that. But whatever the case, they laughed at me. And then I saw Redman about 15 years later, and he still remembered me from when we met. So I left an impression. But yeah, we talked about racism. Like we're coming up on an hour and a half. We talked about white on white racism. We talked about black on black bigotry. We talked about white on white bigotry. And the conclusion that we came up with is, love is needed. Hate won't get you nowhere. It may get you some fame, it may get you some money, but it gets you a whole lot of misery. But love won't take you further. You will get more in love than you will in hate. Some of the words that I used tonight were really, really descriptive. And if I offended anybody, I apologize. That's what we do. That's what we talk about. We talk about real topics. We're adults. Like I said, I grew up on Archie Bunker. So I grew up on Archie Bunker and George Jefferson. And you got a problem with me talking Norman Lear. So picture day, back in the day, why did that white woman come testing for lice and jack every black child's hair right before the pictures? She knew she didn't need to undo no braids or cornrow. Wow, they did y'all like that? Come on now, they didn't have y'all looking like Farina. They had y'all looking like Buckwheat and Farina in the year. I wouldn't even took the picture. You ain't taking my braids. Nah, hell no. Hell no. You ain't doing me like that. What? What? Oh man. My mother would have came to school and pitched a fit. And fit wouldn't have been the word that she would have used when she said she came there. But she would have came and pitched a fit. We'll leave it at that. But woo, I remember one time my uncle cut my hair on a Saturday. Oh man, my mother chewed my uncle out and then took me straight to the barbershop. She said, I didn't ask you to fuck it. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think that's where I get it from. My cut card real. I'm a habitual line crosser, and my cut card is yeah. Anybody can get it. I think I got that from my mama because I seen my mama. Yeah. Okay. Queen Kima said, since we talking racism, question, what are y'all opinion on what? What we talking about, Queen Kima? Come on, okay, you can type, but take your time. What you over drinking? Whole neighborhood got busted, Clan Tory on one bus. Black parents went feral and they had to redo picture day. I don't think I saw much of that nurse chick for months. I don't see how that happened, being that you went to school in PG County, because everybody that I went to school in PG County, they say they didn't go to school with no white kids. They went to school with Mexican kids, but they didn't go to school with no white kids. So how y'all get bust out somewhere to them Amish country and they take the braids out y'all hair? Queen Kim said, what are your opinions on the statement? What statement, Queen Kim? What statement? What statement? Queen Kim, what's your you can't help you. Oh, I've already said I have a multicultural family. My sister-in-law is Caucasian. I love her like she was melanated. That's my brother's wife. You can't. I mean, but she know who we are. She for the cause. So I mean, you gotta know. You can't help who you love, and I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no problems with interracial relationships. Now, this conversation that we're having tonight was not anything about. I'm talking about real life topics. The beginning of the show, I said I have a multicultural family. I got Mexicans in my family. I got Spanish people. I got white people in my family. So I got a multicultural family, and I'm equal opportunity. They can all get jokes. I don't care. My Mexican family, they gonna get jokes. My white family, they gonna get jokes. My black family, they most definitely gonna get jokes. And my mixed family, they gonna get jokes. You my family. I'm talking about you. And so whatever. I love you. But yeah, you can't dictate. I mean, I don't think right. My brother's like me. He's married, but I'm not. But he gonna check the family out. He gonna check everybody out because he knows how our family is. I'm come from a very, very tight knit, loving family, and because you can love a person, but when you get married, you're marrying that family. So you got to do your due diligence and make sure that everything is gonna be on the up and up. And I know my brother did. He did his due diligence, and he knew that the woman that he loved him how he wanted to be loved, and that don't have nothing to do with color. Racism don't have racism is a individual thing. So let's get that straight. White people are not carte blanche on racism. They're not. There's no carte blanche on racism for white people. There's some black bigots. There's some bigots of it. There's a whole lot of bigots towards black people. But yeah, when you love somebody, love supersedes all of it. And that's what I meant by love wins. And we know that love wins because we got a whole subsection of mixed race babies that show us that racism doesn't win. Love wins. Now, me, I like chocolate. My whole family know it. My sister-in-law know it. I like chocolate. And that ain't no discount to the white ladies out here, but I like chocolate. There's nothing racist about that. It's just me. I like chocolate. Now, what somebody else like, that's a personal preference. And personal preferences, in some cases, are built off of racism. But everybody's not racist. So a lot of you sisters and a lot of you white ladies, y'all got to get over there. I mean, it's gonna be white dudes out there that like white women, that like black women, and it's gonna be black women. It's gonna be black dudes out there that like white women. Get used to it. But that don't have nothing to do with racism and bigotry. Because those families are the opposite of racism and bigotry. So you can't even really put them into the equation. The people that we are talking about are the people that, they have preconceived notions about other races and they expose those things. And we're out here exposing them. This is what we do. Because this is a multicultural family. It's a multicultural family. This is a multicultural channel. I got white followers. I got black followers. I got followers in Africa. I got followers in India. Yeah, we live in this world. We live in this life together. And, you can hate people and, whatever. But the world still, one monkey don't stop no show. 10 monkeys don't stop no show. 100 monkeys don't stop no show. And as soon as the monkeys realize they can't stop the show, life will be a whole lot better. Wow. Juggernaut said that means sex wins. Mixed babies don't equate to love or come. Come on now. I didn't say nothing. I said racism. I said racism. Now, now you do have some racist people that they have sex with the opposite race or whatever. But yeah, man, I don't think no babies are made in hate. except for one instance, and we're not gonna talk about that R word. But yeah, no babies aren't made in hate. Now it may be some 5 minutes of love, but babies aren't made in hate. It may have been made in lust, and hopefully they made in love. But I don't think no babies were made in hate, and I'm sticking to that. Jug. My man says sex wins. Wow. Nah, that's preference, and chocolate and vanilla and red and velvet are different. I mean, I got a preference. I like chocolate. That's my preference. I done tasted some vanilla and some pistachio and some butter pecan. Yeah, I done tasted all them flavors, but I like chocolate. I like chocolate. Yeah, I done had all those flavors. Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, but I like chocolate. Racism is a system of beliefs and doesn't mean that you can't have children with a person who holds beliefs that are racist. The person that you procreate with, I don't think that they would be racist. Now, the family, that's a different story because we know instances of interracial relationships where babies have been produced, where the people don't even want the black side of the family to deal with the baby. We know this. We know this. We're not coming from, we're not coming. Pistachio, that's Italian. Racism is a system of beliefs and doesn't mean that you can't have children with a person who holds beliefs that they are racist. So basically, what you're saying is a person can like the person and not the people. Is that what you're saying? This man can like having sex with that black woman, but he might not like her family. Is that the lines that you're going on? There's a lot of that. Is that what you're saying, Laura Wise? Now, butter pecan is islands. Pistachio is Italian. Woman. Laura Wise said people aren't always aware of their biases, even when they are sexually interested in other races. These are suits. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how to say my retort without coming across as crass. Unless it's a trick pro situation, there has to be some level of mutual attraction to get to the point that you have uninhibited sex with somebody. Now, there are children that have been created out of tricks and pros situations. But other than those types of situations and the R word, there has to be some sort of mutual attraction to get to that point. Am I wrong? Or am I right? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, please tell me. Other than those two instances that I said, there has to be some type of mutual attraction to get to that point. Unless it's a situation of transaction. Am I barking up the wrong tree? Am I wrong? Let me know. Mia said there are people who fetishize a race because of their wayward beliefs. They'll do them, but they don't want to have kids or be with them for long term. That's not love. It's that lust thing, discernment. And that's why I said that. Some children are created out of lust. But there are some situations where people understand the plight of everything that's going on and they want to melanate their bloodline. It's called birthing. It's a whole nother topic, but we'll talk about that one day. Laura Wise said, attraction isn't acceptance of a culture. You can feel like the people you like of the other race are exceptions to the rule. You can like a person without like. And I think that that's a lot of the situations that go on today. And I was going to have a topic about that, but I didn't want it to just be about that. But in situations where there's interracial relations, can the person like the person but not the people? And I think I may have to do that topic, because can a person have sex and cohabitate with the person of the opposite sex and only like that person? And I think that there are instances of it. I see it. I see it. I know what it looks like. Wow, Lord Wise, you hit a good one right there with that one. Attraction is an acceptance of a culture. You can feel like you like the people you like of the other race. You can feel like the people you like of the other race are exceptions to the rule. You can like a person without liking the people, and that's so true. I was going to do it. I was going to do a show on that, but I thought that might have been a look. But I'm glad that you said that, because I see that. I see that all the time, where it's you. Wow, this is tough, because I don't want to come off. I got to think about how I'm going to say this. Okay. I've seen situations where a white lady will have a baby with a black man, and their white family will love that baby, but they will hate the product that baby came from. You understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of people out here that love the baby, and sometimes they don't even respect the baby, but they can't stand the product that the baby came from. That's deep. That's deep right there, Lord Wise. That's deep. I'm gonna have to leave it up for 1 second. I gotta step away for 1 second. I'm not going nowhere. I want to continue this conversation, and I got some more comments that I need to bring up. But yeah, I gotta step away for just 1 second. Okay, I apologize. I apologize. So, wow, that's deep, right? That's Lord Wise. That might be the comment of the night. Me and him said lots of folks out here just pegging holes and whatever they hole they fit. Wow. Okay, we're gonna go back to that comment because yeah, I like that comment right there. Think about it. The Black experience is a spectrum. Yes, my life and my ways aren't right down the center, so I find dudes that expect that sister from me, and that's not who I am. Yeah, we come from all different. Our dias. I'm a Pan Africanist. So my minor in college was Pan African history, and I also took. I also had a minor in African art. So I'm a Pan Africanist. So I look at everything holistically from all melanated people. So I understand exactly where you're coming from, Mia. I understand it wholeheartedly exactly where you're coming from because we're all different. We're all different. Hey, I did wash my hands. I closed the door. I didn't think y'all was gonna hear that. I'm sorry. It happens. And I got my damn hand sanitizer. So man, chill out, me. I'm sorry. I had to pay a water bill. Damn. You weren't supposed to hear that. Your hearing ain't supposed to be that damn good. Wow. Hey man, I'm a man. I'm sorry. Shit happens. I'm cutting the camera back on. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm about to cut this background off because it don't look right. But yeah, I apologize. Shh. I didn't have time to close the door. It happens. Sorry. But yeah, I think that there is a sense of things are changing. You always want to think things are getting better. You always want to think that. But I think that sometimes things are stagnated. And in that stagnation, sometimes stuff goes backwards instead of going forward. because you can get stagnated at the point where it's not going forward. And I think that the stagnation really has a lot to do with reparations. Because until the government deals with reparations, that's the stopgate. So they're backing up from reparations, and that's why everything feels stagnated in terms of racial relations. Because everyone has been made whole except for black people living in America. We are the only one that has not been made whole. People from Auschwitz, German people, they got their money. African people from apartheid, they got their money. The Chinese people that were put into internment camps in World War II, they got their money. But the people that have been affected the most for the longest still have not been made whole. Until that is dealt with, you're always going to have the specter of racism to look at. Until the government as an entity makes black people from America whole, there's always going to be that disconnect. You give us what we're supposed to get, and we don't care what you say. You make us whole, and we don't care what you say. But you have to make us whole. And that's where the stopgap is reparations. Because that's the stopgap. That's where all racial relationships stops at right now, is reparations. And until you deal with reparations and make us feel whole, like you have made everybody else feel whole, there's going to be that disconnect. There's going to be that disconnect. And that's the truth, Root. Everybody has been made whole in terms of compensation except for FBAs. Everybody. Everybody has been made whole except for FBAs. And until you do that, America, you're going to have these problems. Joint Chiefs, what's going on, brother, man? Man, thank you for coming in tonight, brother. What's going on with you, man? Joint Chiefs, have you been affected by any form of racism? And if so, man, speak on it. Because like I was telling them, I think people deal with racist stuff on a daily basis. It may not be overt, but it could be, And then, you got environmental racism, industrial racism. You got so many. See? Joint Chief said he's most definitely dealt with some, man. Me and M said, I feel like it's going to take 3 to 5 generations after reparations for us to really start pulling it together. We have eaten so much crap and internalized so much brokenness, so much confusion to clear up. I'll say this. If we aren't the ones to get reparations, who is? Because like I said, the generation that comes behind us, they haven't dealt with overt racism. The generation that comes behind, they haven't dealt with overt racism. So are they going to take whatever the government gives them? Or are they going, If we aren't the generation to get reparations, who is? Or are we going to get more 70s and 80s? If we aren't the generation to get reparations, who does? Who does? We just talked about how the generation that comes behind us, they've never been subjected to overt, in-your-face racism, other than what happened the last 2 weeks. There's been other things, but other than that, a lot of these children in the generation behind us, they've never been called nigger to their face. They've never faced 10 white people calling them niggers. They haven't. So what they feel is racist and is not racist is a lot different than the barometer that we have in terms of racism, because we have dealt with in-your-face racism. No, nigga, you can't eat here. No, I'm not serving you. No, you can't buy that here. They haven't dealt with that. And then there's not as much face-to-face interaction as there was in the past, because people have cell phones, people working from home. There's not a lot of face-to-face interaction like there was back in the day. It's just my thoughts on it. Just how I see it. I said, yes, sir, he's been subjected to racism. I know you, yeah, okay. Joint Chief said folks don't have to use vulgar words anymore to be racist. Right. It's in the way they treat you and act. Someone else can do something and it's okay, or it will slide into something folks want to deal turn red. Joint Chiefs, man, I'm happy you came in. You always come in with a man, yeah. You don't have to be profane to be racist. It can be in the words. It can be the devil is in the words. But if you don't read and you don't have reading comprehension, the words fly over your head and you miss the whole point. Me and M said, I hate to, Mia, I'm gonna hit you on Facebook tomorrow. I always love your input. Always come in with that womanly energy. And I appreciate you coming in and adding your value to this conversation, because yeah, I need all of y'all. I mean, I think we learn better together than we do in singular, because we can throw ideas off of each other. So I appreciate you, Mia. I'll see you next Tuesday. Get your rest, because I know you're working 3 jobs. I know you are. I already know you. Radio station, your day job. You probably do selling some shit. So get your rest. Joint Chief said, I can trip and break something and they will be like turning red mad. Someone else tripping and fall and they're like, okay, help me up, sir. Yeah, hey man. Yeah. Depending on who it is, depending on the help you get. And we already know this just based off when black women go missing, when black women are kidnapped or accosted, and you might not hear no news on it, but a white lady go missing, oh, it's gonna be red bullet, it's gonna be red alert. Red alert. So we see these things. And the purpose of this conversation is not to cause more division. It's basically to highlight the differences in service, civility that we afforded to just based off our skin color. And like I said, I have lots of white friends. So this isn't a totality thing. And like I said, skin folk ain't always your kinfolk. So this is just about good people and bad people, love, and hate, and understanding the stuff that has been done to separate us. Because in the end, we're all one. We all came into the world the same way. Unless, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna get into reptilians tonight, but yeah, we all one. The human race. Everybody ain't human. Everybody you talk to ain't human. Or I can watch others get promoted, show up. Hey, it's funny you said that, man. We talked about that earlier, Joint Chiefs, man. With some people, all it takes is one person and somebody gone. And usually when you get let go, you're the best one at what you do. But you being the best at what you do, it doesn't matter. You being the best at what you do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I hate to break that news to y'all. I ain't never lost no job because of my work product. Never. I ain't never lost no job for I ain't never been fired. I ain't never, yeah. 9 times out of 10, we don't get let go because of our work product. We get let go because we may not be as pliable. We may not be, they may go off of looks and they may think that you're one certain type of person, but you may just be a person that's smart, you know your job, and you just not about no bullshit. But they don't want those people. Those aren't the people that they want. They want the people that if they say something to you, you're going to be like, oh, okay. No, you can't. Some of us, we went to school. We went to school and we got this education, and you can't just say anything to us. And I think that's what it comes down to a lot, is you have a lot of educated African Americans that are being supervised by other people that don't have degrees. And the dissension is not on the person that has a job. The dissension is on the person that may not be where they think they should be, or you may not be where they want you to be. I was looking at this, I'm past 2 hours. I'm gonna end tonight. I'm gonna look at these last few. I'm gonna look at these last few comments after I get done. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. And it's gonna trip y'all out. But there's this guy. His name is Grant Cardone. He's a billionaire. He's a real estate mogul. Out west white guy. I look at his videos. And he had a video about a month ago. And I understood what he was saying. And I had never heard a white man talk the way that he talked. And he said, I see a bunch of lazy motherfuckers every day. I see motherfuckers that didn't fulfill their promise. When he was getting interviewed by a black guy, and the black guy was like, damn, what's going on? Who you talking about? And he was like, I see white people every day, white men. He said, if you're a white man in America, there's no way you should be broke. He said, you've been afforded every luxury, every advantage, every anything that anybody could have. And if you didn't achieve where you were supposed to be, That's on you. This was a white man saying that. And it was empowering him saying that because it made me understand that even with all the advantages, you still got to put some work in. So I don't have to have the advantages, and I'm still going to put the work in. So in the bigger scheme of things, I know I'm going to be okay. But it was just something different hearing a white man say that there's no way that a white man in America should be fucked up. No way. You got every advantage of any rate. You got every advantage in the world. And if you didn't take advantage of that, that's on you. That's not on the other people that's around you. And when Grant Cardone said that, you listen to people talk and you can tell who they are by what comes out of their mouth. He didn't have to say that. A lot of white people don't put white people on Front Street. Grant Cardone does. And there's a lot of validity in a person that's going to be true to themselves no matter who they are. So those are the people that I try to be around. But it's your boy Master Peel. We're going to get to these last. Yeah. Mia M, have a great night. Mia, thank you for your input. Juggernaut, Frack, I appreciate you, man. We got to talk. Because, yeah, man, I need that Atlanta What's Happening segment, man. I need that. My man Joint Chiefs of Staff, man, he came in at the end, but he always come in with that stuff that's going to hit you in your chest. It's just a demeanor they have, like they look down on you or like they think you are lesser than them, even though you give them no reason to believe such nonsense, but they have that entitlement about them. Yeah, man, it's not you, it's them. And then I think that's where a lot of melanated people fall into that trap is they think that they're the problem. No, you're not the problem. It's that person's thought process. And you can't change that person's thought process. You can only make yourself a better person. So you got to be oblivious to the racism that's going on around you. You got to pick your battles. Now, I'm saying this, and some little stuff I'll let this slide, but I pick my battles. And if somebody get out of line, you got to set them straight, but you got to pick your battles. If you want to argue with the person at the damn Taco Bell, then you do that. But why are you arguing with this person at the Taco Bell? You already know you in a better position than them that work in the service job. Not putting anything down on service jobs, but yeah, man, sometimes you gotta. A lot of people get brought down to the level of the person that's talking to them. We got to stop being emotional because, like I said in the beginning of this conversation that we were having, emotions have no place in the debate. We talk on logics and fact. Get your emotions out of it. Logic and fact. Logic and fact. No emotions. The quicker you get your emotions out of your debates and your arguments, the better you will be able to comprehend information and just keep it moving. But we get riled up. We emotional, That's our thing is a lot of people don't know how to control their emotions. That's key number one. Key number two is understanding that there's always going to be racism here. No matter what nobody says, there's going to be racism here. And a lot of us have we grew up in spaces that were not as homogenized as it is now. Every little word shouldn't bother you. Some stuff is racist, some stuff is bigotry, but a whole lot of stuff is not. And us as a people, we got to come to terms with that. That, love, not hate. You're going to get a whole lot further with love than you will with hate. Racism is always going to be here. It's like racism is American. It's apple pie. It ain't going nowhere. It's going to be racist people out here. It's going to be people your same color that's going to be bigoted against you. But you as an individual, you gotta pick and choose your battles, and you gotta rise above that. For sure, for sure, for sure. But this your boy Master Appeal. This has been another edition of Adult Conversations with Mons. We'll be back next Tuesday, if the Most High willing. We'll be here with another hard hitting topic. Talk about. I get with y'all. Be on the lookout for shorts. Be on the lookout for my updates. I get with y'all. Peace. Everybody be safe. I love y'all. Master Field.